Everett Sheen behind the bench for the Steelheads in his 7th season with the organization, his 4th as head coach. As for the Allen Americans, Chad Costello in his 2nd season with Allen after leading the team to a 2nd place finish in the Mountain Division last year to begin his coaching career. We welcome you back into the Idaho Central Arena here in downtown Boise. 4-man officiating crew tonight. The referees Trevor Wolford, Rocco Stakowiak, the linesmen Eric Landquist and Joshua Burkhart, as it's game 2 of 3 this week between the Idaho Steelheads and the Allen Americans after Idaho took game 1 3-2 in overtime on Wednesday night. We're underway. Sit back and enjoy. Cam McGuire here alongside former Steelheads captain Jefferson Dahl, Jared Jacobs down at ice level in between the benches. The Americans in their white uniforms attacking down to our right. The Steelheads in their blacks attacking to our left. Idaho starts up front with Keller, Miller, and Kanade. Ern and Rodzinski on the back line. As for the Americans, MacArthur, Robideau, and Jacobs. Defensively, Ryan Gagnon and Andrew Jarvis. And our first whistle comes 34 seconds in as it's an icing call against the Steelheads. How we doing down there tonight, Jared?
Well, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, you feeling pretty good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I just had a pregame nap and feeling good about myself. Maybe I need smelling salt. I might have to talk to Gilly.
It's a pretty fancy tie you got on.
You like that?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think I stole it off of my grandpa.
Face off to the blocker side of Idaho rookie goaltender Brian Thompson, who has been tremendous over the last couple of weeks in the win Wednesday night. Made 31 saves. And he's got a 13-7-2 record this year. His 13 wins are tied for second amongst all goalies in the ECHL. Steelheads in the midst of a change as Allen netminer Marco Constantini. He was pretty darn good on Wednesday as well. 35 saves. Leaves the puck behind the net. The Americans race on into the offensive end as Register works it free off the handle of Crone over on the far wall. Will Merchant will skate out through center ice down the left wing side. He'll lay it in back deep. And Jordan Kawaguchi making his season debut here tonight. Last year's team MVP will slide it to the left point. Kudla walking down, rolls back for Kawaguchi. Kawaguchi left wing corner, giving chase defensively as Orset. Kawaguchi now shielding it away on his backhand. Will bounce it to the left point. Kudla will slingshot it high and wide off the end glass. And the Americans in transition out through center ice. Kudla and McCauley got a little tangled up there, and Allen wasn't too happy about the no call.
Yeah, I don't know what really happened there. It seemed like they both weren't looking at each other and just kind of ran into each other, but Allen pleading for a penalty there.
Here's Murphy, left circle, and shot. Fought off by the glove hand of Constantini. Murphy scored his 22nd goal of the season on Wednesday night to give Idaho a 1-0 lead with about 4 minutes left in the first period. Right side of the line, Williams lets a blast go. Blocked down in front and now turned over. Brodzinski trying to get a handle on it. Now centers in front, swept out of harm's way by Pelt and Bice. Hebert up the near side. Brodzinski takes control. He scored a minute after Murphy made it 1-0 Wednesday night in the first period. 8 goals over his last 13 games for Easton Brodzinski. Idaho carries it back into the offensive end. Mark Rassel will butt hook up the near side to the blue line. Rodzinski blocked down. Ern trying to keep it in. He does successfully. It finds the stick of Williams and then off the shins of Murphy, who will bend it back in behind the net. The Steelheads in the midst of a change here. Pretty good tempo and pretty good energy from the crowd already here.
I was just going to say there's definitely a different energy than Wednesday night, and both teams coming out a little more aggressive.
Steelheads picked up their 13th win on home ice Wednesday night. 13-7, 1-1 here at the Idaho Central Arena, where they've sold out in 21 of 22 games, including 19 straight. Willie Neerum into the offensive end to his forehand. Never got the shot to go to Constantini. Blocked up by Mikel Robideau, and he'll send it out through center ice. Dalton Skelly will pummel it on in. Only change in the lineup this evening for the Americans. Jordan Ty Fournier suffered an injury on Wednesday night. So Dalton Skelly sliding back in as Allen dressing 10 forwards and 7 defenders. And now a battle back deep in the Idaho zone in the far corner. 16:28 to go here in the first period. No score early on, as Rodzinski and Ern back defensively. Ern will send it off the near glass. Arcuri takes a shot from Gagnon. And now both teams will swap out some personnel.
Back and forth action here. Really, I don't think we've had a whistle here
No.
in the last 3 or 4 minutes. 3.
There you go.
There you go.
The broadcaster jinx there from Dollar, JJ.
That was a good call, Dollar. You're a prognosticator right there.
I was trying to help Cam out there. He needed, to catch his breath, take a drink of water.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm a little out of breath myself, even though I didn't say anything for the last 4 minutes.
Steelheads 27-13-1, game 43 of 72 tonight. 6 points back at Kansas City for the top spot in the Mountain Division. The Mavericks this evening on the road at Wichita as Kudla starts up ice, kicks it out right wing side. Kawaguchi's wrist shot into the shins of Jarvis, and now plays it down low to the far corner. White to register off the backhand side of his blade, the laid off side call, and Idaho will touch up. Jarvis ahead for Hank Crone, who scored Wednesday night. His 15th goal this season, his 43rd point in just 31 games. It was his 100th career ECHL game. As Jarvis will backhand this one towards Thompson, who gloves it down and will leave behind the cage for Kudla. Kudla wraps up the near side. Kanade now will advance it forward for Keller, who will bounce it on in. Constantini will lay it back behind for Dalton Skelly. Now it's turned over. Kanade, backhander, score! Nicholas Kanade gives the Steelheads a 1-0 lead. 4:42 into the first period. Through the right circle, a little backhander beats Constantini near side, and Kanade snaps an 18-game goalless drought, his first since December 13.
Yeah, just hard on the forecheck there by Bice, putting a little pressure on. Even Kanade there, able to get the old rebound then and then sneak it back or short side on his backhand. But all set up there on that forecheck.
Yeah, and that's one thing I noticed earlier on was guys throwing big bodies. Jade Miller getting in the mix. Nicholas Kanade gets in there. Great forecheck, and just Johnny on the spot, goes backhand, low blocker, and makes no mistake.
Kanade's second of the year comes at 4:52 from Pelton, Bice, and Keller. And the Steelheads out in front 1-0 here on this Friday night in downtown Boise. So they've taken a 1-0 lead now for the second straight game.
Yeah, exactly what we want to do, especially on home ice. Get out to an early lead and then play to their strengths with that speed, that skill. Idaho's dangerous when they're leading.
Great backhand shot there by Nicholas Kanade, who is playing in his 36th game of the season here this evening. Has kind of bounced back and forth, playing defense and forward. And a big-time goal. We mentioned the crowd already into it, and that has really gotten them into it here tonight. Americans control back behind their own blue line. Like we said Wednesday, they were able to answer quickly after Idaho took the lead. Brodzinski centering in front, got paddled off by Thompson, and back out through center ice. Chris Myleri snaps it ahead for Hebert. He'll kick it out to the left wing. Murphy back there defensively will nudge it ahead for Miller out of his reach. And swept forward by Myleri, and now a stoppage down at ice level for an offside call.
Cam, you never told me how the All-Star game went.
It was pretty good. It feels someone else was asking me about that. I was like, geez, I feel like that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago, but NHL All-Stars going right now. I was thinking about you. I didn't get to see any of the footage. Where are the clips?
No clips up here. But yeah,
I still have it recorded on my DirecTV there, Jared. I can maybe have you over and watch it.
So how about Jefferson Dahl can afford DirecTV, but he can't buy Flow Hockey? He always texts us on the road. He's always tuned in on the radio. Backdoor feed there off the side of the net from Colin Jacobs. Back out to the blue line. Gagnon up, back out to the blue. Jacobs twirls it to the net, sticked off by Earn. And Rodzinski will carry back out through center ice. Johnny Walker back into the offensive end, drops back. Farmer into the webbing of Thompson, and he will hang on for a faceoff, sending us into our first media timeout of the night. Nicholas Canade has the Steelheads out in front 1-0 early on here in the first period. You're watching and listening to Idaho Steelheads hockey on the Steelheads Broadcast Network.
Everywhere you look, it's getting harder to afford the basics. That's why we're fighting to lower the cost of health care. It's not an easy task, but the people of Idaho deserve it. We're Blue Cross of Idaho, and we're always on your side.
Behold my Jackraps, 100% all-white meat grilled or crispy chicken with lettuce, cheese, and sauces, and a warm tortilla for $3.29. And they're under 400 calories. So if your goal this year was to save money and eat healthy-ish, we got you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wake Up Idaho. We're going to fill you in on what happened overnight.
We do see a lot of changes coming in for the weekend.
A lot of road work out there this morning, and this is a story we've been following all night.
You just have to see this.
Take a look at this. Check this out.
That's great.
Celebrating 125 years, Pepsi is the official soft drink of the Idaho Steelheads. Steelheads back in their defensive end here. About 7 minutes gone by in the first period. Nicholas Canade's second goal of the season from Ty Pelton-Weiss and Colton Keller at 4:52 have the Steelheads out in front 1-0. Some pushing and shoving going on right in front of the Allen bench between Andrew Jarvis and Francesco Arcuri, but will remain penalty-free here early on this Friday night. Cam McGuire back with you inside the broadcast booth alongside former Steelheads captain Jefferson Dahl and Jared Jacobs down at ice level in between the benches. We'll see a face-off come right at center as the puck looked like it hopped into the Idaho bench there, and Jared Moe almost made the glove save.
And with the old boars, that would have been into the stands there. They didn't used to have that protection right there.
The Idaho. You kind of had an Ida hop on that overtime goal, which we saw in pregame.
I did.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
Dollar, that was impressive. I don't even remember that goal.
Jared remembers the old Idaho hop, though, at the
Oh, yeah, I sure do.
the Zam door right by the blue line there.
Yeah.
Shot from Blake Murray off the stick of Register up into the netting.
That was those were back in the days where there was no Flow Hockey TV. I think Jefferson should get a free Flow Hockey subscription in his contract.
Yeah, we'll work on that for next year.
Do I need to talk to somebody? Do I need to be your agent, Dollar?
He might have to cancel his DVR to pay for it. Steelheads turn it over in the defensive end. The former Steelhead McCauley trying to spin it in deep. Knocked down by Merchant. Kawaguchi starts up ice. And he'll deliver it on into the right wing corner as Merchant gives chase. Kawaguchi now, left wing corner, left circle. Pelton-Weiss turned aside by Constantini. Kept in the zone by Kudla, left circle. Tries to center in front, got knocked away by Williams. And the fifth-year pro will carry it out through center. Sticked off by Pelton-Weiss. Kawaguchi down the right wing. Knocked off the puck, but able to recover and knife it back in deep, and he'll head off for a change. Hebert fishing for it. Over on the far half boards, lays back to Williams. He'll spin it to the left wing. Crone, last season's ECHL MVP, out through center. Glove down by Zins for Idaho, and he'll backhand it along the end glass. Keller, Miller, and Canade out up front. Here's Lottie and Zins on the back ends. Williams in the near corner in his own zone. He'll sauce it up the far wing, intercepted by Zins. And he'll play to the right wing side, Keller. Will send it behind the net. Skelly picks it up. Canade comes in to deliver a check. And Brodzinski, left wing. Hebert stepping on in. Grant Hebert pushed up along the back wall. It's nice defensive play there from Trevor Zins, playing in his 7th game as a Steelhead here tonight after being acquired from the Indy Fuel back on January 11th. Keller from center ice off the blocker of Constantini. 6th shot of the game for Idaho as shots are even. 10:50 to go in the first. Canade's second of the year from Pelton-Weiss and Keller at 4:52 have the Steelheads with a 1-0 lead. Colin Jacobs' shot went off the stick of Lincoln Earn and then up into the facial area, and here comes Pelton Weiss on the move through center. Right wing side, just ahead of Murphy. We'll keep an eye on Lincoln Earn. Down to our right, he'll go right down the tunnel. So we'll monitor that situation and try to update you as we can. Meanwhile, back the other way. Nice pad stop by Thompson. The rebound there, and Johnny Walker scores. Cutting in front initially was Bennett MacArthur. He sent it off the right pad of Thompson, then off the left on the rebound bid. And Johnny Walker coming crashing in, gets his 4th of the season, and we're even at 1.
Yeah, just kind of a odd man rush there off a simple play. Thompson able to make the first, second, maybe even the third save, and then just Walker coming in loose there, able to put it over the pad there.
Steelhead's bench right now is signaling towards the Jumbotron.
Yeah, I think they're saying that Jacobs was interfering with him down low because he had contact with the goalie, and then Walker came down in and just shoveled it over him. But there was definitely contact, so I don't know if they're going to take a look at this or not. But I think that's what Thompson was looking at too. He's like, hey, I'm getting interfered with here. There's a guy right here, right there. He comes in hard, and he can't make a play on the puck there. He's digging at him with the stick, so that looks like a classic case of goalie interference, but they're not even going to take a look.
Yeah, and he didn't have anyone around him to push him or anything. He just came in on his own. Yeah, I don't know why that wasn't reviewed, to be honest.
So Johnny Walker's 4th of the season from Bennett MacArthur and Colin Jacobs at 9:39 of this first period. And here comes McCauley back into the offensive end. Kudla back defensively to break up the opportunity. Neerum chopping forward on the far half boards. Played back in behind the Idaho net. Register up ahead are Curry. Gets it forward for Neerum at the center ice logo. And Merchant will direct it in back to the right wing corner. Jarvis for Murray, intercepted by Neerum. Nice little play there. Neerum outside the right circle, driving along the back wall now. In defensively was Jarvis. Our Curry feeds Kudla at the point. Kudla walks in, shakes his way, left circle, wrist shot, and a glove stop by Constantini will send us into immediate timeout. 9.5 to go in the first as we're all tied at 1 here on this Friday night in downtown Boise.
Hey, grab me one too.
You rang? What's up?
I got hit by a car.
Ooh. Lucky you, just a couple of scratches. I think we can settle this.
Don't accept that check. Craig Swap & Associates will take it from here.
After an accident, the insurance company wants to settle with you for as small of a check as possible, like this one. We'll make sure you get the help you deserve, and we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
208-999-9999.
Made from water from the Deep Lakes and Rocky Mountain Springs to make a more refreshing beer. Coors Light, 100% American grown. That one looked like it hurt. Jacobs' shot right in the face to Lincoln Earn, who went down the tunnel with athletic trainer Thomas Gillespie, and will continue to see if Lincoln Earn comes back into this game. Score reads 1-1 with 9.5 to go here in the first period. Kanade for the Steelheads at 4:52, and Walker for the Americans at 9:39. Lincoln Earn has just hopped back on the Idaho bench to our right here. So a good sign for the Steelheads as they carry it out through center ice. Kawaguchi down the left wing at the dot. His wrist shot getting back on the back check was Brodzinski to get a piece on it and eventually end up in the protective netting.
Yeah, Kawaguchi's had some good shifts here early on, really doing some puck protection, making himself known here early on, doing some good things, especially with that line of Merchant and White.
Well, and Rassel going hard to the net kind of freed him up, gave him a little more time than he thought he had. But Brodzinski just came back with that back check and just got a stick on it the last second.
Rassel, White, and Kawaguchi in on this offensive zone draw as White steps in against Hebert, wins it back cleanly. Rassel to the left point. Zloty with goals in back-to-back games. Spinning off of Brodzinski, now leaves for Zins. Plays to the right circle. Rassel back up top. But the Steelheads will have to work back in transition out through the neutral zone. Kawaguchi, right wing for the captain, White. Twirling it back, Kawaguchi had his stick lifted, and Gavin Gould will send it back into the Idaho end. Earn back defensively to play it, snaps it up the right wing. White controlling, cutting to the middle. White now outside the left circle, bounces it off the right wing corner wall, and MacArthur frees it out through center ice. Johnny Walker trying to get around Brodzinski back there defensively. Williams now right circle, his shot blocked away. Not sure if it made its way to Thompson or not. And here comes Wade Murphy. Almost upended by Williams, but able to see it coming and escape the check there.
We had a great view of that. You can see that all the way there. Obviously, Murphy able to duck that in the last second.
Inside 8 minutes to go now in the first period. Shots favor the Americans 8-7. Ty Pelton-Weiss with the primary assist on Canade's goal. His 100th professional point in his 121st pro game. His 95th here tonight in the ECHL. 96 career points in the ECHL for number 17 in black, the overtime hero on Wednesday night. Patrick Kudla will settle things down behind Thompson to our right as the Steelheads in the midst of a change up front. Kudla with 2 assists in the 3-2 overtime win Wednesday. Up to 34 points in 37 games, tied for 4th in points amongst ECHL defenders. Idaho back on into the offensive end here. It's Keller, Miller, and Arcuri up front. Kudla activating from the right point, sent back out through center by Crone. The Steelheads with it behind their own blue. Register to the far boards, Kudla trying to send it for Keller. Got picked off by Crone. Good recovery by Kudla. And here comes Jade Miller down the right wing. Miller for Arcuri, back for Miller, and it's just over the right shoulder of Constantini. And back out through the neutral zone. Good little give and go play there from Miller and Arcuri as Gould centers in front. Brodzinski's shot got knocked away. And Miller trying to fire it out of the zone, kept in at the right point by Gagnon, now back out through center ice. Steelheads in the midst of a change. Neerum able to get it behind the blue line, but chipped back in here by Gould as he'll head off for his change. Zins, the rookie, left wing side, Merchant's pass picked off. MacArthur, left circle, wrist shot wide. White trying to muscle it around Jacobs. 2 players with a lot of experience in this league. A.J. White playing in his 497th career ECHL game tonight. Colin Jacobs, 252. Merchant able to gain the red line. He'll slide it along the kick plate. Constantini inside the trapezoid up the near side. Williams will reverse it back. MacArthur for Myleri. Tapped away. Pelton-Weiss, high slot, drops back. Zloty stepping on into his backhand. And now Rassel beats it over on the far hash marks. Rassel out to the blue line. A long-range shot blocked down. Pelton-Weiss with the bid. And the save made by Constantini. Now Zins to the net. Rebound! And that one sent off the side of the net by Pelton-Weiss. Zins across the line. Steelheads looking to regain the lead here with a little over 5 minutes to go in the first. Zloty pulls up in the right wing corner. To the wall for Murphy. Up top, Zins, his shot tipped by Rassel, and Constantini makes his 10th save of the period and will step aside for our folks listening on the radio. 5:02 to go in the opening frame. Idaho 1, Allen 1.
Yeah, Idaho finding some success here with in the neutral zone there, getting some shots there from the D, getting second and third rebounds. You had Weiss there with a tip in there that just hit the post. Two or three good chances there by that line.
Yeah, Weiss himself had a few good chances. That was some good sustained pressure from the Steelheads, and you can kind of feel the momentum swinging in their favor, and they're just sniffing at one. And I think if they keep plugging away like that, we're going to see another one in the back of the net.
Penalty free thus far. 14:58 gone by here in the first. Nicholas Canade's second goal of the season from Ty Pelton-Weiss, who has points in 5 straight games. And Colton Keller with the secondary helper. Johnny Walker for Allen at 9:39, his 4th of the season. From Bennett MacArthur and Colin Jacobs. And we'll see a face-off to the glove hand of Marco Constantini. Shots favor Idaho 11-9. Pelton Bice, 1 goal, 8 assists during the 5-game point streak, will step in against Blake Murray. Puck tied up. Murray works it to the far corner. Murphy arriving at the scene, now driving up the far wall. From the right point, tries to send it down low for Kudla, and here's a 3-on-2 rush with Murphy back as a defender. Crone gets it, top of the right circle, turned over in front, and back out through the neutral zone. Good job by Kudla to get back there.
Yeah, great job on the back check there with Allen sending their forwards off their D and then springing that third guy. It was a great back check.
Wow, what a stick there from 47 in black. Kudla to knife it away from McCauley. And Kudla spins it back in deep. Up the near side, Pelton Bice was going for a change. Intercepts in front of the Allen bench. Now Murphy back door looking for Kanade. And pushed out of harm's way by Crone. Delayed penalty called. Or is it a delayed offside? No, it's going to be a delayed penalty call here against the Steelheads. Constantini to the bench for the extra attacker. Miller will touch it up near corner in the offensive end. And Idaho will head shorthanded. I'm not exactly sure where that happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't catch it, but it looks like Kanade's going to head to the box here. Take a look on the replay.
A slashing minor to Nicholas Kanade at 15:58.
Kanade's not happy with it either. He's pleading his case here, so I'm not sure what exactly.
Oh, yeah, driving the net.
Oh. Just kind of driving, not pretty harmless there. And I don't think the Allen guy was ready for it and just kind of dropped his stick.
Yeah, it's one of those where you've got one hand on the stick and you just gives it a tap and it falls out of his hand. Usually the referees will call that, but sometimes they'll let that kind of stuff go because if you can see that the guy's only got one hand on his stick, it's going to come out a lot easier.
We call that a love tap, just letting you know you're there.
Americans 0 for 2 on the power play Wednesday night, looking to take their first lead of the game. Allen 12th on the power play, 21.4%. Steelheads up to 7th on the penalty kill. 5 straight without allowing one, 15 for 15. They start with that tandem of Merchant and White up front, Earn and Register on the back line. Jacobs, Gould, Hebert offensively for Allen, and Orsak and Williams on the blue line. So the second unit will start this power play for Allen. And White wins it forward, but Hebert able to work it back to the blue line. Williams, right point for Orsak, down low for Gould, in front through the zone. Hebert, left wing hash marks, left point Williams, back for Hebert. 3.5 remaining here in the first. Williams across the line, Orsak back to the center point, Williams. Into the right wing corner, Gould behind the net for Jacobs. Back up top, Orsak. Hebert now through the left circle. Down low for Jacobs. Trying to go back for Hebert. And a good stick there by Lincoln Earn. Allen has had it in the zone for the first 50 seconds of the power play, but not much traffic to the front of the net. Orsak shot into the end glass off the stick of Merchants. And now Hebert, good keep by Orsak. Williams quickly over to the far wall. Hebert, Jacobs back for Hebert, and Thompson fights it off and will pounce on it and not allow a rebound, and it'll hang on.
Man, what a save by Thompson there. He's able to jump up, get it by his shoulder, and then collect the rebound on the ice there as the Allen guy was standing right there trying to take a whack at it. But good job by Idaho keeping him in the box, really forcing him high, not getting him too much to the inside.
So now we'll see the number one power play unit for Allen come out with 55 seconds left on the slashing minor against Kanade. 2:57 to go here in the opening stanza. Kanade, the Idaho goal scorer tonight, and Walker for Allen. Steelheads win the draw, and Needham will slide it back into the Allen zone. Colby McCauley, 10 power play goals, leads the league. He gets a pass out through center, will bounce back for Hank Crone, who has 18 power play points, 4 goals. And Steelheads break it up. Neerum, shorthanded look. Willie Neerum to his forehand. And a save made by Constantini.
Beautiful little play there by Neerum from his backhand to his forehand there. Almost caught him far side.
Brodzinski. Zloty giving chase. Neerum once again able to smack it out through center ice. Just 10 seconds left on the Americans' man advantage. McCauley trying to lead for Farmer. Pelton Price intercepts in front of the Idaho bench. Kanade out of the box with 2 minutes to go in the first. He'll chip this on in and head off for a change. Shots 12-10 Idaho. Rassel inside the left point. Zips it back to the right wing corner. Now Larry in there to free it up. And he'll shovel it out through center ice. Crone across the attacking line. Looking backdoor for MacArthur, and Zinn's got back defensively to break up the opportunity. Right to left, the Steelheads come. Rassel will play it down low. Pelton Bison on the forecheck will pin Farmer up along the backboards. MacArthur comes in to wiggle it up. Played over to the far boards. McCauley. Some time and space will send it along the back wall. Ty Farmer. Rassel in on the forecheck. Pelton Bice for Murphy, and a blocker save by Constantini. Pelton Bice, he can find that puck and he can move it so quick.
He can, and that's how the first goal happened. He's hard on that forecheck, able to spring that puck over to Kanade on that first goal. Again, there, just a good example of down low, really creating havoc and putting pressure on their defense. Beautiful feed, too. Murphy's out front. They've had a couple like that, finding that guy out in the open seam. Just got to connect on it and get it past him.
Yeah, and that all starts with Rassel on the forecheck, just kind of picks his pocket. That's something the Steelheads have done really well tonight, is that forecheck, and that's how they generated that first goal.
Kawaguchi below the left circle, off-angle shot off the backside of the net. Now will slam on the Jets and reverse back to the near side. So good in the corners is Jordan Kawaguchi, as we saw time and time again last year. Along the end boards, centers in front, intercepted by Walker. And McCauley will flip it out through the neutral zone. Allen needs a change. Here comes Kawaguchi back in. Right circle to his backhand. Backdoor Keller, and it went off the stick of Jarvis. Beautiful little setup there from Kawaguchi, but it remains 1-1 with 26 seconds left here in the first. Keller flips back out of the reach of Kudla, and here's a 3-on-1 for Allen. And a turnover as Kudla able to get back. Second time this period we've seen that. Kudla, right circle in front, through the zone and back out through center ice. That should just about do it for the first period. Dollar Steelheads in that period, they took their chances jumping up in the rush on the back line. Some of them a little shaky, but they were able to get back, which was a good sign to take from it, right?
There was, yeah, there's some urgency behind their play in that first period, I thought. They're hard on pucks, skating too, going both ends. Yeah, playing offense, but then coming back on defense as well.
Well, it's a 1-1 score after the opening 20 minutes of play. Stick with us. We'll break it down for you when we return. You're watching and listening to Idaho Steelheads hockey right here on the Steelheads Broadcast Network.